Did you guys see the video of the mom who was dressed up as if she's going to her son's prom? Like, I am scared for him. I am scared for any woman, girl who dates him. Like, girl, what are you doing? You're not going to the prom? She did a whole transition video as if she was his date. His date. That is terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. I feel bad for whoever dates that little boy.
It all started with what looked like a sweet, harmless TikTok transition. A boy mom dressed up in a floral dress, spinning with her son before his very first prom. He even bought flowers, not for him or his date, but for herself. That video should have been just another cute memory online. Instead, it blew up, but not for the reasons she hoped. The internet came with fire. Concerned TikTok users, especially mothers, called her out. This isn't motherly love. This is emotional overstepping. He's not your boyfriend. He's your son. Comment after comment poured in, labeling the video creepy, selfish, and downright unsettling. What was meant to be a loving gesture turned into a viral scandal. But here's the thing. Instead of stepping back, she doubled down, and that is where things got really bad. The woman at the center of this story is Lauren Cameron Glass, a self-described boy mom on TikTok. She's not new to the platform and certainly not new to sharing personal moments with her son. But this particular video hit a nerve. It followed a TikTok trend commonly seen between prom couples where the duo starts off in casual clothes and then spins into formal attire. In Lauren's case, it was her and her son. She appeared in a tuxedo, stiff and silent. She wore a pastel floral dress, grinning as they spun into frame. It was a full-blown transition video, complete with music and marching movement. A caption read, "It may be his first prom, but I'll always spin him around." It sounded cute at first glance, but many viewers quickly picked up on the undertone. She did not just tag the video with a generic hashtag. She tagged her son's personal account and added #boymom, broadcasting their private moments to thousands. For some, it was just a sentimental mom trying to celebrate a milestone, but to many others, it felt off. The trend itself, the music selection, and especially her decision to match her son in formality all mimicked the vibe of a romantic couple. Add to that the fact that her son did not look happy at all. He wasn't smiling, he wasn't animated, and his energy was noticeably flat. The kind of body language that says, "I'm doing this because I have to, not because I want to." Some viewers even pointed out how stiff he looked after she hugged him. Shoulders tense, lips pressed, eyes down. Not the body language of someone thrilled to be sharing a cute moment online. Instead, it seemed like he was just waiting for it to be over. And that is when the red flags really started waving. Not just because of what she wore or how she framed it, but because of how she positioned herself, not as a proud, behind-the-scenes parent, but front and center, right in the middle of what was supposed to be his big day. The term emotional incest began to flood the comment section, and for good reason. It's not just internet slang, it is an actual psychological concept that describes when a parent turns their child into an emotional partner. Not in a romantic or physical way, but in how they lean on the child for validation, comfort, or companionship that should come from another adult. It's unhealthy, it is confusing, and it creates blurred lines that can mess with a kid's emotional development. And to many watching Lauren's video, that's exactly what they saw unfolding in real time.
Did you guys see the video of the mom who was dressed up as if she's going to her son's prom? Like, I am scared for him. I am scared for any woman, girl who dates him. Like, girl, what are you doing? You're not going to the prom? She did a whole transition video as if she was his date. His date. That is terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. I feel bad for whoever dates that little boy. I have realized one of the scariest things in the world is a boy mom. Not all boy moms, just the ones who think their sons can do no wrong. The ones who think they're literally dating them, who act as if they are the love of their life. And when I say the love of their life, like, I mean replacing whatever man that's not in their life or is in their life. I don't know. Like, imagine trying to outdo teenage girls at their prom. Because even if you're going there, the way you were dressed, you're clearly trying to stand out. Like, I mean, like, that, it's diabolical. Absolutely diabolical. Could never be me. Could never be me. I don't get it. I don't get it.
One commenter did not hold back. "Sis, he's your son, not your date." Another was bland, therapy, that's it, just therapy. Others took a more sarcastic route, using humor to mask their disgust. This is the kind of mom who shows up to her son's wedding in a white dress. She'll be demanding the first dance before the bride even gets a chance to blink. She's the type to tag along on their honeymoon and call it family bonding. It was all jokes. But the message underneath was loud and clear: this mom might be too attached and not in a cute and endearing way. More serious commenters voiced genuine concern for the boy's future partner, imagining a life spent competing for emotional space with his own mother. You can already tell she'll guilt trip any girl he brings home. One user wrote, "That poor girl won't stand a chance." Another added, "This is textbook overbearing mother-in-law behavior before the poor guy has even left high school." At the center of it all was Mason, a kid who should have been celebrating a milestone but instead found himself caught in a storm of psychological speculation and internet discourse that all stemmed from one transition video. Lauren wasn't new to TikTok. She had built a presence over time by sharing moments with her son Mason, heartfelt videos, goofy skits, and a steady stream of what she proudly called boy mom content. Her whole page was essentially an ode to their mother-son bond. And until now, most of her posts had stayed within the lines of sweet and harmless. But this one felt different. It crossed the invisible boundary, one that many viewers felt shouldn't have been crossed. So, when the backlash came, everyone waited for the usual influencer playbook. Delete the video, apologize vaguely, maybe take a short break. But Lauren did not follow that script. She went the opposite direction. She did not just leave this video up, she pinned it front and center. A defiant move, as if to say, "I'm proud of this, I'm not going anywhere." Then came the response videos, a string of clips where Lauren defended herself while dismissing her critic. In one of them, she leaned into the camera and clarified, "It wasn't a prom transition, it was just a trending sound. I love my son, that's it." She claimed that dressing up for TikToks wasn't unusual for her. It was what she does. It is part of her content.
Here is the reality of that video. I didn't have anything scheduled to post for that day, and I didn't have time to edit a video or anything, so I needed to do something quick and fun and cute. The transition that we did, it is not a prom transition, okay? If you want to tell yourself that, then go right ahead. Maybe it was the song, but I just found a trending sound. I'm not on the prom For You page. So I was like, okay, Mason, we're going to do this because if you've been following me, then you know that I have done that transition several times before. My cousin's wedding just 2 months ago, did the same thing, put a different sound to it. So I was like, we're going to do this today. He was all aboard. Honestly, it was just for me to document his first prom. No attachment issues. Want him to have a girlfriend. Want him to have a wife. If you want me to be real with you, I'm one badass boy mom and gonna be one hell of a mother-in-law. Ignorance. Pretty much sums it up. If anything, you should have really watched that video and been like, this is a mom who loves her child. As a content creator on this app, we make get ready with me's. We make transitions. I was dressed up in a dress because if you go through all my other videos, I dress up almost every single day. We had pictures and they had dinner before prom. So it was just an easy little video. Again, I do not have to explain myself to you guys. But this just makes it a little bit more clear for you so that you feel just like probably this big. Maybe not, because you're probably lacking one of these. Stay salty.
And this to her was just another creative moment captured between a mother and son, nothing more, nothing less. She even tried to reframe the whole ordeal with a line that raised even more eyebrows. "I want my son to have a girlfriend. I want him to marry. I'll be a great mother-in-law." But by then, the internet had made up its mind. People aren't buying what she was selling. To many, these weren't the words of someone trying to clarify a misunderstanding. They were the words of someone still trying to center themselves in a story that wasn't supposed to be about them in the first place. In one video's comment section, another mother casually mentioned that she hoped to share a dance with her son at his upcoming prom. A sweet gesture in theory. But Lauren's reply took a much more personal emotional turn. "I love you. Half these people are kids or mothers who had kids later in life. I had him at 19. It was just he and I for the longest time. No one will ever understand, and I am not on this app for them too." It was a kind of response that made people pause because in that one moment, Lauren unintentionally pulled back the curtain. She revealed the backstory behind her attachment, the years of raising her son alone from the age of 19 with no partner, no co-parent. just the two of them against the world. While that kind of bond can be incredibly strong, it also raised new concerns. Many people began to see this not as a one-off TikTok gone wrong, but as a result of years of blurred emotional boundaries. Lauren wasn't just a proud mom celebrating her son, she was someone who had built her entire identity around being everything to him: caregiver, protector, companion, and now internet performer. Her words did not just confirm the closeness, they made it clear that this wasn't a mom letting go, this was a mother holding on. And the problem? Her son was growing up, while she was still narrating their story like he was her little boy. That gap between who he was becoming and who she needed him to stay was at the heart of why so many people felt unsettled. In another video, Lauren doubled down again, but this time it wasn't just a defense, it was a full-blown declaration. Her tone shifted, she was louder, more frustrated, and clearly digging her heels into the ground. "I am from the South," she insisted, eyes locked on the camera. "We dress up for pictures with our kids before prom. We go out for dinner, that's normal here."
Parents get dressed up in nice clothes, and every parent goes to pre-prom pictures with their child and their date, and they take pictures of their kids, and then they have a very nice sit-down dinner where the parents are still there. Prom dresses where I'm from do not look like the dress that I had on. They are very much so formal, sparkly. What I had on was a sundress. Sundress, baby, a sundress.
She seemed almost offended that people did not understand what she called original transition. She explained that her dress, a flowy floral sundress, wasn't some glamorous prom gown, but something casual. It was a side hug, not a romantic hug. "Y'all are being dramatic," she snapped. Then she turned her frustration towards society in general. If it was a dad and daughter, it would be sweet, but a mom and son, suddenly it's weird. And that for her seemed to be the crux of it. She believed that maternal affection, especially public displays of it, were being unfairly judged. She went on to argue that boys grow up emotionally distant because they don't receive enough love and nurturing from their mothers. And if that love is visible, if it is proud, it's immediately seen as smothering.
Around here, and I have seen so many people in the comment section saying, "I am a boy mom and I would never hug my son like that." I'm hugging him from the side. I bear hug him all the time. I'm so sorry that your children will never know that love and affection from their mother. There is a difference in all over him and hugging him as a mother. There is 100% a difference in what I did than a spouse relationship. The world we live in today is just simply crazy, where people feel like mothers, that it's weird to love on your sons. It should not be that way. It should never be that way, and that just makes me sad, and I don't raise my kids to be that way, and we're just not gonna do it. So if y'all would like to think that it's weird, we're gonna be weirding on over here. If that was a dad and daughter, no one would have said anything about it. They'd be like, "Oh, that's the sweetest relationship." If that was a mother-daughter, they would have said, "Oh, that is so sweet, they're twinking." Why? Why is it a big deal that it is a mother-son and he's my teen? Shouldn't be. This right here is the reason why boys are the way they are today. These boys and the way that they treat girls these days is a joke. Mason and I basically grew up together. I had Mason when I was 19 years old. It was just he and I for the longest time. I was a single mom. I was trying to be two parents at one point in my life. The bond that we have and the relationship that we share is just special. No, I do not expect for y'all to understand, because if you haven't gone through it and you didn't have a baby early on and you have not been a single parent, then you're not going to understand ever. At least my child will know what a mother-son, a true mother-son relationship and bond is like. Love you guys.
But even then, people aren't buying it. In fact, some Southern moms, the very demographic Lauren leaned on to justify her actions, spoke up against her. They said, sure, it's common to take a few photos before prom, maybe even give your kid a hug or send them off with a sweet message, but not full-on outfit transitions, not sitting down for a dinner like it's a date, and definitely not sharing the spotlight in such a public, theoretical way. One mom wrote, "I'm from Georgia. I took pictures of my son and his date in the yard. That was it. I wasn't spinning around in a TikTok transition with him like I was part of the couple." Another commented, "Southern tradition doesn't mean stepping into your child's milestones and making them about you. That is not culture. That is ego." So, while Lauren may have thought she was standing on culture ground, it turned out even that was shaky. And the more she tried to explain herself, the more she pushed people farther away from understanding her action. Just when you thought it couldn't get more awkward, Lauren cranked it up a notch. She posted posted a video wearing a two-piece outfit, twirling sarcastically in front of the camera with the caption, "Is this a prom dress too?" The tone was unmistakably mocking. It wasn't an attempt to explain or clarify. It was a dig at everyone who had called her out. Then she took it even further. She compiled clips of herself and her son from over the years, layered them over the song Boyfriend, and dropped a caption that made Joe's drop. "Yes, I'm in love with my son, forever and always." To make it worse, she tagged it with the hashtag boyfriend. Not hashtag motherhood, not hashtag family, but boyfriend. It did not feel like a satire. It felt like bait. She wasn't trying to correct the narrative anymore. She was leaning into it, twisting it into something even more messier. But here's the most unsettling part. These weren't random clips or staged reenactments. They were real videos, real memories, real moments that were never supposed to become part of some twisted content stand. And in every one of them, her son was present, willing or not, smiling or not, aware or not. What had started as a mother's defense now looked like a deliberate campaign to blur emotional boundaries on purpose, not just to provoke, but to entertain at her son's expense. The internet might move fast, but kids don't forget. And the impact on Mason might already be unfolding behind the scenes. Imagine being a teenage boy walking through school hallways and hearing whispers, seeing your classmates hold up phones and replay videos of your mom spinning around in a floral dress, calling herself your forever love. Imagine trying to enjoy lunch while someone shows your prom video on loop, not because it's sweet, but because it's being mocked. Mason won't just face the embarrassment for one viral moment. He may have to carry the burden of his mother's public choices for years to come. And in the age of digital footprints, these things never truly go away. They get saved, screenshotted, reposted, and turned into memes. What might have seemed like a brief controversy to adults is a reputation that can follow a teenager throughout high school and even beyond. Even now, the psychological weight of knowing your mom used romantic themes and hashtags like hashtag boyfriend in reference to you just to provoke the internet is unsettling. It messes with the kid's sense of safety and identity. What does that do to his trust, his social life, his future relationship? One user summed it up in a comment that echoed through the thread. "She's not protecting him, she's embarrassing him for content." And honestly, that feels like the most accurate assessment of all. Lauren posted yet another video, this time a full-on "get ready with me for prom," as if she were the one being sent off to dance the night away. She stood in front of her mirror, doing her makeup, adjusting her dress, talking to the camera like a teen influencer prepping for the biggest night of her life. "I've had this dress ready for weeks," she said proudly, smoothing out the fabric. "It matches perfectly with my son. I don't care how the other girls look, as long as he thinks I'm beautiful." The internet froze. She wasn't joking. She was being sarcastic. She genuinely placed herself in direct emotional competition with her son's date. Then came the flowers. She revealed that she got her son a boutonniere, his actual prom date did. But instead of celebrating that sweet moment between young love, she turned it into a showdown. Let's see whose he chooses, he said, grinning into the lens. In another clip, she doubled down with a caption that made things even more unhinged. POV, when prom night turns out into a reality show and you're the star. It was no longer a case of misjudgment. It was a full-blown role reversal. This wasn't parenting anymore. It was performance, a self-produced, ego-driven show where she was the lead, the director, and the love interest. And her teenage son, he was just a prop, caught in the chaos, silenced by the ring light, dragged into a narrative that wasn't his to tell, and certainly not his to live through.
I'll get ready with me for my son's first prom. I'm so excited that this day is finally here. I cannot wait for y'all to see my dress. I have been planning this for a while. It is so cute. It's gonna be like the perfect mother-son matching moment. I didn't have time to get my hair and makeup done like all the other girls, so I hope that my makeup and my hair turns out good. I have to help get Mason ready. It really doesn't matter as long as Mason thinks I look beautiful. My dress is black and Mason's date's dress is red. I can't wait to show y'all the flowers that I ordered for myself for Mason to give me. They are so pretty. I really hope someone's going to be there so they can capture that moment because it is going to be so cute. I did get a spray tan this morning. I did have time to work that in. The girl that sprayed me was precious. I told her, you have got to spray me quick because I'm going to prom tonight, so make me look good. I have got to set my makeup so that my makeup lasts all night. The after prom party theme is Y2K, right up my alley. Now that my makeup is done, I am going to put on my dress. Here is the final look. Here is my dress, my flowers, so pretty. I love this dress. I got it from the thrift store for $4. My earrings are from Expeditions. My bangle is from.
The whole internet saga began with a simple transaction video, but instead of celebrating her son's milestone, Lauren Glass made herself the main character. She might say it was harmless love, but the videos, the hashtags, the jokes, they tell a different story. She turned her son's prom into her own personal TikTok series, turning cringe into clout, and now she has to live with the consequence. But what about Mason? This was supposed to be his moment, one of the first major memories of his teenage years. Instead, it became a public. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Was this just a misunderstood mom moment, or was this the textbook definition of emotional over? Is the backlash deserved, or did the internet go too far? And most importantly, what kind of long-term impact could this have on her son? Leave a comment, like, and subscribe. Until the next one, stay curious and stay kind.